don't give up on yourself and take the risk. So I want to share with you a story that I shared last week at a speaking event, and it's about a time when I almost gave up on myself. Actually, I had given up on my vision and I chickened out, and I got called out on it by my sister. So many years ago, I was selling mops. I had a job. I made some very good money, making sometimes $1,000 a day. In order to do this, would have to leave my home and travel to different stores. We would set up a stage, a booth, and I worked for another company, and I would do product demonstrations. I would sell those mops and knives and things that you see on those ShamWows and things that you see on TV, but I would do this in the stores. And I was traveling with my sister in Hawaii, and our dad passed away very suddenly of a heart attack. And when he died, you know, it was this huge kick in the pants to, you know, get going already, to actually, you know, stop practicing for this public speaking career and really get the show on the road. He used to always say, let's get the show on the road, kiddo. We would go traveling to the States every summer, my dad, my mom, my sister, and I. And he would be packing up the truck and he'd say, let's get the show on the road. So when he died, it was like, oh my God, Vanessa, what are you doing? You know, you're 28 years old at the time. My father died, he was 66 years old, really young. And I thought to myself, that's almost half my age. I'm almost halfway there, let's say. And I haven't even begun my real career as a speaker. And it was the fire that, you know, really lit my ass to stop practicing and farting around and researching and really get going. So I decided that I would buy a camper trailer and I would blast out across Canada and go to these virgin stores that had never seen the product demonstrations before and make a ton of money and become the best salesperson in that company. And I would write a book about it. And that's how I would launch myself as a speaker and a coach and mentor. And so I would talk about sales and law of attraction and all the things that, you know, I had to overcome. And the summertime came around and I chickened out and I bought myself a Dodge Neon. And the car was a total crappy car. It had like a bad transmission. And my sister came back to Montreal that summer and she said, what are you doing? You know, you're supposed to like get this camper trailer and do this whole mission. And she's like, I can't believe you chickened out. And I said, you're right. I totally chickened out. And she said, you know, go for it. What are you doing? And so I said, okay. So I sold the Dodge Neon. I bought myself this camper trailer get up. I had never camper trailered in my life, you know, $5,000 in this camper trailer. And I had a date booked in my calendar to show up in Sudbury, Ontario on June 16th to start these product demonstrations. And I did not have a vehicle to pull this trailer. And I had a certain finite amount of finances. I didn't have any credit. I had gone bankrupt a couple of years, you know, earlier. So, you know, I had just a certain amount of money to spend on a vehicle. I had like 5 days to manifest this thing. And so I started, you know, visualizing it and writing it down and searching on Kijiji and Craigslist and looking for this vehicle. And my garage mechanics were so pissed off at me that I bought this Dodge Neon. They're like, you got to get a Dodge Caravan with a 3.3 liter engine, and this thing will pull your trailer and we'll feel safe that you can do this. So I'm scouring the ads looking for a Dodge Caravan with a 3.3 liter engine, and you know, I need to manifest this thing. Like, days are going by, you know, I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, what am I doing? Like, holy smokes, all the fear, you know, can I really pull this off? And, you know, go to bed, I'm visualizing myself driving this thing, wake up the next day, check the ads, boom, there's one for sale 10 minutes down the street, race over there, bring it to the garage, they do the checkup on it. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting inside my living room looking at my Dodge Caravan with 3.3 liter engine. It came with a hitch on the, you know, already on it so I could attach the camper trailer. And, you know, boom, I was off and blasted off across Canada. I think I had a couple $100, $200-300 in my account to pay for gas and the camper trailer fees. And that was, and I didn't know what I was doing. And never, you know, I had to show up there and I was like, asked other campers, I'm like, how the heck do you set this thing up? You know, it's my first time I'm doing this. I mean, talk about launching myself into the unknown. And that was the best decision I ever made. That's when I started hitting my $1,000 a day income generating days by really following through with it. So my message for you today is don't give up. Take the risk. Don't chicken out on your dreams. Don't chicken out on your goals. Don't chicken out on that little knock in your heart. Follow through, take the risk, face all of those fears. You are going to have a shit ton of fear. You are. No matter what you're doing, no matter what business or what idea you're going to put out into the world, you will have fear, and do it anyways. Do it anyways. That year was the year that I hit all the sales goals. I became the best salesperson at that company. I wrote that book. It's called From Bankrupt to Making $900 a Day Selling Mops. And that's how I launched my speaking career, by following through. So don't chicken out on your goals and your dreams. I'm challenging you to take the next step. What is the next step for you right now that you need to do in order to really show up and own that vision and take action on it? Because your results are going to come from taking action. Not taking action on the fear, taking action on the vision. I love you. Have an amazing day. If you like this video, share it on your page or with your friends. My name is Vanessa Simpkins, and you can find out more about my work at takeyourpowerbacknow.com.